What you want to do is something that creates a lot of harmony.
Cheers. I'm Kevin Harnett, excited to be with you again for another edition of Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.
Delicious.
This time we're crisscrossing Kentucky, wining and dining all along the way.
The best way to learn is the fun way.
We're cooking at Cuvee in Louisville, a restaurant designed with wine pairings in mind.
It gives you the whole experience.
I really enjoyed it.
From garlic shrimp to fried goat cheese.
Fried goodness.
We're getting all the secrets to how to do it yourself.
Try this at home.
Plus, Tim Laird takes us out to eat and behind the scenes at an iconic restaurant in Lexington.
Just a staple that people love.
We'll get the secrets to the Merrick Inn's fresh take on fresh fish.
Wow.
All that and a taste of history in Bardstown at a centuries-old Kentucky landmark. Right now on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. Welcome to another tasty edition of Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs, and this time we're hitting Lexington, Bardstown, and Louisville, which is where our culinary journey begins.
One of our emphasis here is wine and food pairing.
This is Cuvee in Louisville's Springhurst neighborhood, where everything you eat is made to go with what you drink.
All our dishes are created with pairing with the wine in mind.
The kitchen serves an array of small plates so you can taste a variety of foods with a wide range of wine.
Lamb meatballs and hanger steak. Our mushroom dishes are outstanding. They're caramelized mushrooms, a little bit of goat cheese on top of it. We have some really good seafood like the shrimp and garlic.
Topped with a preserved lemon marmalade and drizzled with a Spanish paprika oil.
The garlic shrimp is a favorite at Cuvee.
Very, very good.
And it's also easy to make yourself when you get the secrets from Chef Brendan No.
Very simple dish to prepare. You want a really hot pan to get a nice sear on the shrimp.
Another secret is to line your pan with blended oil, not straight olive oil.
So this is a blended oil. It allows us to cook them without burning or smoking the oil. When we get our pan good and hot, we'll add in our shrimp. Peel and deveined, tail on. So this is a great dish to cook at home, really easy to prepare in just a few minutes. The shrimp cook relatively fast, so you're looking at about a minute and a half on high heat each side. We're just waiting till they turn opaque, and we're going to flip them and let them finish. The next step, we're going to deglaze with our white wine. This is going to release the shrimp from the pan. It's also going to allow us some liquid in the pan to add the garlic to so it doesn't burn. If we put the garlic directly onto the heat source, it'll burn, and nobody likes burnt garlic. Added our garlic. Yeah, it's just a minced garlic there. Put a couple teaspoons, maybe a tablespoon, depending on how much you love garlic. We toss this together. The garlic finishes cooking. Coats the shrimp. Now we're ready to plate. Here we have a preserved lemon marmalade. So preserved lemons, sugar, and water. Very easy to make. Right on top. We have our smoked paprika oil. What we do, take about a couple teaspoons per cup of oil. I heat it up on the stove to about 140 degrees, so it's not too hot, but it's nice and warm. And then add the paprika to it, and keep it hot for 15-20 minutes, and then we strain it through a really fine strainer, so it pulls out all the paprika, but we end up with a nice flavored oil. And we'll finish it with some microgreens for some color. So garlic shrimp.
The shrimp, that oil mashed with the garlic is so fantastic.
Now check out this dish. It's called provoletta on the menu at Cuvee, which in my book translates to a cast iron skillet bubbling with flavor.
Argentinian-inspired dish of melted provolone topped with chimichurri, crushed red pepper, cherry tomatoes, served with some baguette.
And it all starts, of course, with cheese. A good chunk of it, in fact.
Your standard provolone, really great melty cheese. It's just going to melt in the pan, get a nice char on top. Melty, cheesy, good, right? Pop that in the oven.
In a matter of minutes, the cheese comes out slightly brown and bubbling with cheesy goodness.
About 6 minutes at 425 degrees in a convection oven. Top this with our chimichurri. Your chimichurri is going to be parsley, oregano, crushed red pepper, some red wine vinegar, and garlic, salt, and pepper. Add some cherry tomatoes, a little bit of crushed red pepper, and we serve this with our toasted baguettes.
Wow, does that look good? Amazing.
We will try to make it, definitely.
I absolutely love it.
Nothing goes with wine like cheese, right? And there's more where this came from. Still ahead, the chef's secrets to Cuvee's fried goat cheese salad. But first, let's check in with my broadcast partner, Tim Laird. I'm in Lexington at the Merrick Inn, a generations-old icon of central Kentucky. You'll find all the Bluegrass classics here, from fried chicken to hot browns. And then there's this, bacon citrus seared grouper. We'll go into the kitchen for the secrets to that, coming up next on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. Hi again, everyone. I'm Tim Laird at one of the most iconic restaurants in all of the Bluegrass, the Merrick Inn, famous for traditional Southern food like fried chicken.
We sell a lot of fried chicken.
I mean, that's just a staple that people love.
And all your favorite fixins.
You know, southern green beans, corn pudding, stewed tomatoes, just really comfortable foods. It's just all kind of good stuff.
The more things change, the more they stay the same at Merrick. It's been a mainstay in Lexington for decades.
We've been here over 40 years.
Bobby Murray owns the inn, and his history here goes way back.
I started working here when I was 12. My parents took it over after that.
Now, some of Bobby's kids are working here too, and the family connections go even beyond that.
You know, one thing that makes this restaurant is our staff. You know, I have waitresses that have been here for 25 years. I have dishwashers that have been here for 15 years. You know, we just have excellent people that love this place as much as I do.
What's not to love? The atmosphere makes you feel right at home with fireplaces in every dining room.
Very homey. It's comfortable. You know, it's a welcoming place.
And the food is always on point. The fried chicken is famous with folks across the country, and the steaks are great too. But this is also a great place to go fishing. Wait until you see this.
It's going to be a bacon wrapped orange roasted grouper, and I'm going to show you how to make a quick little bourbon honey rosemary sauce to put on top of it.
Very good. I tell you what, this is an interesting look already. Just you got the grouper wrapped with the bacon.
Well, you want to, the top of the bacon is where you want to fold over, and then you want where it connects on the bottom. And then that goes into the pan first, and what should happen is they stick together.
Gotcha.
So it stops it from coming undone.
So you have it stuck together, and then when you flip it over, that's going to be the presentation side.
Right, and then that'll be your last sear on it.
Got it.
Before it goes in the oven. Yep.
Perfect.
A little seasoning there. A little salt, pepper, and maybe just a little paprika.
Perfect.
A little granulated garlic.
Yeah. There you go. Look at that. We're going to give it one more flip before it goes in the oven because that's going to be the presentation side.
Correct.
All right. So here comes the flip. Now comes the orange. That's part of the program here too?
Yes, sir. Get a nice citrus flavor in there with that bacon.
I see you slice the orange, almost like I'm going to use a cocktail garnish. That way you can slip a little bit under the bacon, then have some on top of the bacon and the fish. So, I mean, you're getting it inside and out.
Just a nice marrying of the flavors, you know. You'll get some right on the fish, some that'll drip down with the bacon juice on top of the fish, you know. Marry the flavors real well together.
Nice technique. So now we're ready to go into the oven?
Yes, sir.
While that cooks, Chef Patrick will reveal the secrets to his bourbon honey sauce that he'll drizzle over the top.
This is going to be a cup of honey. this will be enough. You could probably do 4 or 5 orders with this right here. You know, this is just a little chopped up garlic here. Do a little rosemary for the season.
Then he adds a taste of Kentucky in the form of Old Forester.
And I'm not going to use all this bourbon, just a little bit there.
Save a little Old Forester for drinking. That's what's great about this dish.
And then I'll reserve the other piece of that orange, just to squeeze in with that.
Perfect.
Just get a nice simmer. And this is something you can do real quick. You know, once you put the fish in the oven, you can make this right at home.
So
nice
easy.
and easy.
This kind of reminds me of an old-fashioned. You have the bourbon, you have the orange, and a little bit of sweetener in there.
You got me figured out there.
Maybe I know where the inspiration for this sauce came from.
And the dish wouldn't be complete without some Kentucky-grown greens.
It's just going to be a little baby spinach.
Tell how fresh that is. Beautiful.
We're just going to saute this in the pan.
And you had a little oil in the bottom of the pan getting nice and warm.
And we'll just go ahead and use the rest of this garlic that we had left over.
And this, I know this won't take long, so this is a good thing to do right at the end when you're finishing up the...
Yeah, right before you pull it all out, it's ready to go. We could always just deglaze
Absolutely.
with a little bit of that bourbon that you
Nice.
had there too.
See, at home, I wouldn't have had that left over. It would have been gone already, but here, we have it left over. What a great finish to the spinach as well. Here's the secret to getting people to eat your spinach. Put a little bourbon in there for the adults. And now it makes it edible.
And just like that, everything is ready for the plate.
There it is. Look at it, just like you said, that caramelization right on that orange. The juice has come down, cooked through.
Take some of this spinach we had here. Put that right on the bottom.
Oh my gosh. It's that beautiful sauce.
Top it off with some fresh rosemary for a garnish.
Of course, as you know, you've seen the show. Have fork, will travel. Always ready.
Always.
If you don't mind, I've got to go in and try this. Bacon orange wrapped roasted grouper on a bed of spinach with a little bourbon under there with your orange glaze and garlic. Wow. This is the way grouper should be served. That orange really comes out.
Something you can do at home.
Oh, we can do this at home. This is something you don't have to be intimidated of doing. It's just that easy. The sauce is easy. The fish is easy. You know, the only thing that's not easy about this dish, resisting a second bite. So I've got to go back.
Something else that's hard to resist at the Merrick Inn is a trip to the bar, where Dexter Murray is serving some of Kentucky's finest bourbons in a lot of creative ways.
I'm with Dexter, and what a great office you have, and there's a lot of history here, too.
Oh, yes, sir. This was built probably about 30 years ago, and just been making history ever since then.
You're going to show us the secrets to what you call the
Charleston Karma.
The Charleston Karma.
And we're going to take some fresh basil over here. We're going to take just nice one leaf, get some, rip it up so that it gets a little bit easier to muddle. And then we're going to take some of this simple syrup, hot water, cup of sugar, and then some cinnamon sticks to get that cinnamon flavor.
Oh, nice. So
I,
there's a little cinnamon in there.
yes, sir. And then I reduced it down on the skillet for just a little bit and let it cool down.
The secret here is to muddle the basil with that simple syrup to release all the flavors of the herb.
Get that botanicals going. We're going to do a 2 count of Woodford. Then we're going to do some spiced pear liqueur, another 2 count of that.
There's another one. Boom.
And then we're going to use some sweet vermouth, just a little bit. Some shaved ice that I used in the blender. Then it is time for fresh pressed lemon juice, just a hint of that. And then to top it all off, we're going to ground some fresh cinnamon stick.
Oh, look at that.
The lemon twist, and then a leaf of basil. And there you go, the Charleston Karma.
Now that's what I call good karma. You gotta get down to the Merrick Inn and try one of these. It's guaranteed to please. And stick around. Next, we'll check in again with Kevin Harnett at Cuvee in Louisville for a fried goat cheese salad and the secrets to seared tuna.
It is fabulous.
And later, I'm going out to eat at a centuries-old Kentucky landmark that once served Jesse James. Stay with us for more Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. Welcome back to Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. I'm Kevin Harnett, wining and dining in Louisville at Cuvee Wine Table. The concept here is lots of small plates and wine pours that allow you to have lots of taste.
The best way to learn is the fun way, is to taste and drink wine and try it with food. And what you like versus what I like may be completely different, and all that is really cool.
Scott Harper is Cuvee's owner and sommelier, who curates a collection of wine that can suit anyone's taste.
We can provide wine and food for the connoisseur as well as the budding aficionado.
The food is fantastic.
Delicious.
Wine always goes with cheese, and it doesn't get any better than this.
We have our goat cheese Frito. It's a fried cheese salad.
They make this starting out with a ball of fresh goat cheese that's generously breaded.
The breading, you're going to go into your flour first, then dip it into an egg wash. So typically about a teaspoon of milk or water to an egg whisk. That will be an egg wash. So dip it into the flour, egg wash, and then your seasoned panko, breadcrumb. A little parsley, salt, pepper, and then into the fryer.
The secret here is to start with cold goat cheese, so it holds together better as it cooks in the hot oil.
In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and dress our salad. We've got a Dijon vinaigrette with some arugula. Dijon vinaigrette's going to be some shallots, Dijon mustard, sherry vinegar, a little garlic, salt, and pepper. So we'll toss this together into our bowl. Here we have an apple. You could use any apple, whatever your preference is. This just happens to be mine. We'll toss those in there. We've got some walnuts here we'll crumble and place on top.
And then, right about now, guess what's ready in the oil? You got it, that fried goat cheese that's now perfectly golden brown.
It's going to go right here on top. That is our goat cheese Frito.
It's very good. It's my favorite. I really enjoyed it.
Well, we're not stopping there. The chef has one more dish that's always a crowd favorite.
That's right. We have our seared tuna dish.
This is another easy thing to make at home when you learn the secrets. One key is to use fresh, sushi-grade tuna, which you can get from your local fishmonger. The chef sears the fish in a hot pan lined with olive oil.
Just a few seconds to each side. We serve ours rare. Some people like to go a little more medium rare. I wouldn't go past that.
Once the tuna is seared, the chef slices it on an angle to create nice, wide pieces. The tuna is terrific. But the chef, well, he's not done yet.
We've got a root vegetable slaw, which is sweet potato, watermelon radish, parsnip, jicama, daikon. We're going to toss that with some ginger-infused olive oil.
You can make your own ginger olive oil at home when you learn the secret.
Mince some ginger, heat it up in some olive oil, and just keep it there until it gets where I want it with the ginger. You don't want it overpowering. Ginger can be very strong. This is a delicate fish, so we don't want an in-your-face flavor with the ginger. Just something light, build a little depth. Here we have some sugar snap peas we'll julienne. We finish the whole thing off with our soy reduction. This is soy, rice vinegar, and a little bit of sugar.
Tuna that will tantalize your taste buds. It's easy to make at home now that you know the secrets.
I learned so many things.
It is so delicious. It's perfectly cooked.
I really love the tuna because I've never actually eaten the tuna before, and it was delicious.
Appreciate it.
Stay with us for more Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs coming up. Next, Tim Laird gets a taste of history at a historic restaurant in Bardstown, where the flavors are as big as the legends. Tim Laird with you again on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs, this time in Bardstown, bourbon capital of the world. It's also home to some rich history. It's the old Talbott Tavern, which has stood here since 1779, even surviving a destructive fire in the 90s. Still today, you can almost breathe in the history within these walls. In fact, one wall still has bullet holes left by Jesse James. And some say the outlaw's ghost still appears from time to time. You can taste history at the Talbott Tavern too, because everything is made the old-fashioned way. From fried green tomatoes to Kentucky burgoo, there's the classic Kentucky hot brown and a bounty of local bourbon behind the bar. Stay for dessert or stay the night in one of the Talbott Tavern's guest rooms, just like Daniel Boone and Abe Lincoln did. The Talbott Tavern, a centuries-old Kentucky landmark that's still a hot spot today. That's going to do it for this edition of Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. A special thanks to the Talbott Tavern in Bardstown, the Merrick Inn in Lexington, and Cuvee Wine Table in Louisville. Until next time, I'm Tim Laird for Kevin Harned, and we'll see you again with more Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.